Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go!
Third! The Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No. And of course, you gotta get the Coffin spin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, Eric. Good to see you. Good to see everybody here as we are getting into a Saturday night Sidecast once again. We are here just under the wire. Sorry. My light's been moved all over the place, so I got to get them back into position better here. So, yeah, sorry I'm running a little late. We're getting you right on time. Normally, we got a little bit of a preamble tonight, but I got caught a little behind today, so hope everybody's doing well. Eric, once again, hi, hello. Good to see you. Roanoke, Virginia is fired up tonight for AEW. I believe this is the first. Tony Schiavone said something about this the first time AEW's been to anywhere but Norfolk in Virginia, so. And we're opening up with the TNT title match. Tomohiro Ishii here to eat another pin tonight. Sorry, have to. Hey, Dodger Baseball, how you doing tonight? If you're interested in checking things out, if you are not familiar here, you just pop it in. Right now, if you're in the States, Collision is live on TNT. Glad to see Paul Walter Hauser actually dressed up for the occasion. If you guys are familiar, Paul Walter Hauser is actually a wrestler in MLW as well. I don't know if he's doing it full-time at MLW. Obviously not, because he's here. But, yeah. For those watching in Canada, we're on the USA and Canada network. And if you're across the world, I do believe it's Fight TV is where your best place to get it. So, when I say across the world, I mean anywhere else except for Canada and the States. So you're watching all this beatdown after the match. Dustin has said legitimately that both his knees are gone right now, which makes me really wonder what they're going to do with the ROH tag and six-man titles. Personally, the six-man titles, put Guevara in with the Von Erichs and just let them run. The tag title, I'm not sure which way you want to go with that. No, how's your week, everybody? I know some of us, we chatted last night over while I was finishing up River City Girls 2. Tomohiro got that beer going on pretty solidly there. As you see Ishii come into the ring, and he's just not fooling around tonight. I love it. But yeah, tonight should be a fun night. We got this match here. We got Hangman teaming up with Speedball and Kevin Knight to take on LFI. And we got, I know we got the Triad of Madness against Willow and two others. It's always great, you know, when you're scrabbling at the end here, you just can't remember. Oh, and they just announced, by the way, we're getting Juice Robinson and Ricochet tonight. So I think that's a little bit of a win, too, so. I love these WWE fans, I believe is the polite way of putting it. Talk about how nobody knows who Paul Walter Hauser is. Ah, here we are. All right. Oh, it's Ty Mello and Queen Aminata, so at no Anna Jay tonight. Excuse me. Taking out the Triangle of Madness. We're going to have the Max Caster Challenge, and we're also, like I said, we're going to get Juice Robinson and Ricochet tonight. Ishii actually moving around pretty quick considering how immobile he's usually. So are we playing a game of all power moves are missed? Just sitting out a little We Live join us. I'd expect tonight to be a little bit quieter in terms of people popping in tonight. There is a AAA show going on right now on the WWE YouTube channel. So a lot of people are checking. Oh my God, somebody recreated the poster. Really? He's part of Naked Gun too? I love it. Hauser just turns around. He's like, oh, well. All right, Paul Walter Hauser just said that he's part of a movie with Sydney Sweeney. I'm instantly interested. But I do appreciate these guys that come in here and not mailing it in. Because we got, you get way too many of these special guests that come in and they're just, nobody's here to give a damn. And yes, I did make fun of his outfit, but at the same time, at least Hauser's going to be, you're going to be interested in the product, right? I'd be interested to see if Ricochet comes out after Hauser in this one. Hey, Mr. Zodiac, how you doing tonight? It's a crazy little Saturday here. I know personally I got on a little bit late tonight, so got there right before start time, so we're all a little bit all over, as the kids say. Tired for some. Yeah, I know it's a weird day today. Like I feel the same way too. It's just like I didn't do a whole lot at work today. Like it was raining off and on the last couple days, so there really wasn't a whole lot to do. But I think that sun sometime like I know you're down in Florida, so had to go to work. Oh, fair enough. But it's almost just like everything just set things off a little bit for us here. So but yeah, they're starting off with this TNT title match right off the start of the show, so I'm assuming that they're going to be finishing with Jet Speed and Hangman versus LFI for a main event. Unless they're going to do the women for a main event where they can announce a blood and guts match, which I still think is the direction right now. Sounds like HBK. Yeah, I could get that. Hauser's got a little bit of a southern drawl to him, just like in that that southern drawl mixed in with a little bit of smoker's cough, I think is the best way to explain it. I love the fact that, they're arguing back and forth. Yeah, he's Texan. Well, there you go. That explains a lot. But come on, I want to make Texas count as the South. You can be budgeting right in with them. Come on now, Zodiac. Florida, Texas, potato, potato. Come on now. All right, I'm starting to dig myself into a bit of a hole here, geography-wise. But I wonder if I put that on social media, what would happen? Texas accent, southern drawl plus cigarette smoke. I bet you I get a few responses. I guarantee you 95% of them aren't clean. Texas is in the South, but well, of course they're different. I'm just playing with you. I know there's a lot of difference between Western USA, West South, and East South. Oh, that's right. We do get the caster challenge today. I wonder if Paul Walker Hauser comes out to meet that challenge. Oh, I'm doing full. I can tell. I can tell the full outrage. You know you want to be known as from the same area as Jerry Jones.
No, 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 no. No, please. No.
Just thought I'd throw that in there just to save you the headache. Jerry Jones, that moron, but no, it's interesting right now. We're getting into the first week of the preseason for NFL. The same area as Billy Graham. Oh. Anybody find him? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? Ugh. No, we got the preseason going on. CFL's a big. Starting to get to the big part of the year. Like they really say that the season really begins after Labor Day for the CFL. WNBA is starting to get towards grabbing all the people that are throwing dildos on the court, which is a whole different. Yeah. And yeah, and once again, like I said, there is a triple mania going on right now on the WWE network, apparently. So I know it ain't right, but it's funny for now. I'll just I believe the best way to say that is but yeah, no, there's just so much going on, and this is that last month before things start to settle down a little bit. So I have a dumb question for you, chat. You guys can feel free to throw this out. Like, we've been talking about moving Collision from Saturdays quite often here, whether it's good, whether it's bad, or whatnot. There's been some people opening their yaps, whether it's smart or not. And I'll get to your comment here in a second, but uh, there's some people, not very bright people in my opinion, who want Tony Khan to try doing Collision on Mondays because WWE is no longer on network television. I believe they are a complete moron for even thinking that, but I think the biggest thing to send things to bed when it comes to this debate is the fact that the networks like the fact that they have a Saturday show that's live or usually taped to live. Oh, Fletcher's hurting. But yeah, dildos on the court is like octopus on the ice. You could combine that if you go to Japan. Thanks for putting that thought in my head, sir. Yeah. I've heard of compact spaces and multi-using, but having a live show locally on a Saturday night is great. Yeah. Like, if you get a chance to go to a local show on a Saturday, it's always a great opportunity. I know the local promotion here had a show yesterday. By the time I get off work, it's a little tough to get to the north side of town and get there before the show starts and whatnot. And so last night instead, we decided to finish off River City Girls. So, which we did, and we were like, huh? But yeah. Brave Buster, really? The hardest part of the rig, apparently. Fry shows are in terms of idea until you realize they're bush from work. Yeah, like it's funny. One of our biggest promotions here in Edmonton, Top Talent Pro Wrestling, their first year of shows, they used to run one show every 2 months, and the show they would run is every Thursday night, or Thursday nights for their first year. For me, brilliant, great. That's my Sunday. I got lots of time to get there. No issues whatsoever. But for most humans that, actually work a normal job that isn't retail, if it's Friday night, they need to be there, or Saturday. So they have switched it to Fridays. Actually, they got a pretty good show lined up for 2 weeks from now. They're bringing in Danhausen for a show. He actually put a promo out against the opponent he's facing. He's like, the guy has too many muscles. I win by default. He is disqualified. Too many muscles. So I give credit to wrestlers who actually put out promos, like headline wrestlers who put out promos for promotion. Sucks that we don't get to see Danhausen more on our AEW screens, but I think he would get over with the crowd. But the overall presence of Danhausen right now, like, the vibe of AEW, and this is something I'd like to ask you guys about. The vibe of AEW, having Danhausen there, would it really be a benefit to a casual viewer? I understand that the comedy gimmick needs to be there. Comedy needs to be in the show. But if you're coming to watch for a first time and you see a guy like Danhausen in there cursing someone, do you think that's going to keep people around? He's also very niche. That's exactly where I'm going with here. If you get a chance to stick around and see the whole gimmick and want to see more of what he does, you have an open mind, yes, absolutely, he's great to have around. Absolute fantastic talent, too. Looks like a good house. Yeah, absolutely it does. And I expect to get good houses for this week, for next week. Next week they're doing Wednesday, Thursday, so they can head out to England as soon as possible. They're actually broadcasting Wednesday, Saturday, though. I think, Eric, you're the one who pointed that out. And we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do for 2K because I know we were going to stay consistently Saturday, but maybe we should do it after the pay per view. Now that I'm spitting that out of my voice, is Diglett on commentary? If you guys aren't familiar, there was a X post put out with a sign saying that Callis is Diglett in a perfect picture, including the overburned tan. Oh God, could Ishii win this tonight just to set up Forbidden Door? I doubt it. Nope, this is it. Yeah, I thought there might be a small chance. No, they got Walter Hauser, right? So, and Callis never showed up tonight. He just doesn't show up. Yeah, I think Ishii is now 1-13 in AEW. The only thing that sucks is the fact that he is the New Japan Openweight champion, right? I think there might be a shot that we get Kyle O'Reilly here. Or maybe Roddy Strong. They're going to do Tanahashi, aren't they? They're going to do Tanahashi, aren't they? His last match. Fletcher is like, he's got it. He's got everything there, and it took a Mark Davis injury to do it. It's Tanahashi, isn't it? See, this is one of the biggest problems with Forbidden Door this year. They really can't announce who the opponent is. They still have 1 week left in the G1. Like, literally, the first interaction from New Japan wrestlers that aren't in the G1 that are, are going to interact in the pay per view is going to be the Wednesday in Glasgow. And that's the same thing with Stardom. They're doing a tournament too right now. Now, why weren't you out there, Callis? Okay. Okay. I think it's probably going to be somebody who. Now, once again, everybody, just a reminder: Forbidden Door is an afternoon show, which is one of my favorites because things can relax and enjoy it. Wait, what? McGinnis is getting in the ring. Moriarty and Garcia, winner gets Zack Sabre Jr. We could get Nigel McGuinness and Zack Sabre Jr. again? I think they're probably going to pull the gun on Nigel there. Who would you put in to face Zack Sabre Jr. in an AEW pay-per-view? There's no Danielson, so they can't say the top technical wrestlers in the world. Come on now. Oh God, the Gates of Agony are pulling the. I thought it was Lance Archer here. Everybody looking for gold here. Yeah, but who are you? All right, well, he's dead. Robinson and Ricochet. So this is how they set up the match. Basically, you're just going to give some cannon fodder. All right, well, I've seen worse build-ups. Uh, yeah, this is still that holding pattern here. We got to get through Forbidden Door. I'd assume that they probably are going to get one person who's lost out of the round robin, New Japan, to come over to Cincinnati next week. I really wonder how Cincinnati's going to run there with Moxley versus Kevin Knight. Because that is Moxley's hometown, so he's basically a god there. And Kevin Knight, well, even though he's been a star ever since he's come into AEW, and really showed off that he does have a big potential in the future, that crowd is going to be all over Moxley like nothing. I can almost see that crowd holding Darby back from trying to escape with somebody. Like, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, looking at this whole Darby Moxley thing from Wednesday, and when does Wheeler finally turn around and said he's had enough of this stuff? Because basically he is that punching bag for the team, right? Like, he's the one that continually is getting kidnapped. He's the one eating the losses. He's the one basically getting into the sticky situations with everyone. Like, I really don't know which way they go with it, to be honest. Wheeler's the X-Pac of the group. That is... X gets the square, all pun intended. No, and every faction needs one of those. I get it. But eventually the X-Pac of the group has to say, look, I'm not going to be the X-Pac anymore. Get somebody else who's going to be you eventually have to evolve away from that position. So, and I just wonder when it's finally going to happen here. We gotten Statlander, who almost got influenced by Wheeler, now turning into a crazy woman altogether. Which, don't get me wrong, I'll take that kind of crazy every day of the week and 7 times on the holidays. Forgive me, chat, just gotta get a little sustenance in there. No, it'll be interesting to see how things pick up here, because once Forbidden Door's done, we got like 3 weeks until we hit until we hit All Out in Toronto. Hello, Mother Wayne. Nick Wayne just feels so comfortable in this role right now. Remotely about the truth or speak about the truth? Now, do they do this at Forbidden Door? Do they do this at Dynamite? Or they save it for All Out? Oh, sorry, Zodiac. I get it in here for you. We have an All Ray in the Ring match here tonight. It's been a while since we had an All Ray in the Ring match. That's for your Banner, sir. I love how they make sure to emphasize it is a singles record of 8-0. I will drink to the nectar. We thirsty tonight? Yep. Well, Emily Rose is definitely going to have some thorns in her right away. Every rose has its thorn. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, we'll be able to find out for sure if they're doing Fate's Descent or they switch it over to the Power Bomb for her finisher, because she's probably going to do it here, one way or the other. I'd laugh if she doesn't even take the helmet off. Penelope don't have matching gear. I think it's just for tonight. And it might also be she only uses that during tag matches. Because honestly, Penelope looks like she just walked in the building. Especially with one of those shit kickers on her feet there. It's been amazing how strong they've been able to keep Megan besides what happened with her and with Tony Storm there, where she did lose that rivalry. And it almost feels like it hasn't. It's almost like Tony Storm survived and they could go back to it eventually too. Like how Penelope comes out after a segment with Kip. Hey, that's fair. Why would you do that? I know why. Because it's hard to pick her up for that power bomb. Yep, she's using the power bomb. To be perfectly honest, I know we were talking about this before. I think it is a very smart choice for Megan to switch over to the power bomb. The running power bomb. My God, those eyes. Megan has to be one of us. She uses a combined region-friendly name of Sega's. The region-friendly name of Sega's 16-bit. Hey. Okay. I do find it funny when Lexi's trying to be particularly scared when her husband's going off like that. Really? I hate the fact that they put the standees in the front. I'd always want to put the wrestler in front. Oh, Juice. Is that Juice growing it back, folks? It looks like he's growing it back. He almost looks somewhat human again. And then this should be a lot of fun. This is the kind of person that this is the kind of fight that Juice would have all the time in New Japan. I love it. Ricochet's trying to antagonize the kid, and the kid's like, "The hell are you gonna do to me?" I am hyped for this one. And the fact that they randomly, this is the random book match. I only say random because it just happened.
You left your house and walked into mine.
McGee just walks in and throws a sub out. Attaboy, sir. Thank you very much. 41 months. That's like 3.5 years, isn't it? My God, we've been doing this for way too long. How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's been a fun night so far. We're creeping up on almost 4 years now. Yeah, like I've been affiliate for just over 5, and this is 4 years on this now. So yeah, this is a little bit of amazing here. And once again, if it wasn't for you guys, this would not be possible here. So thank you once again, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Twitch. There is some stuff I got planned. It's just literally I got stuff to go through this week that might help me get towards everything. The AEW set looked like this is their base set for Collision. When they're only running Collision, they'll use this backdrop here. Oh, Ricochet going after Jay White. That is not a good thing. But yeah, they just used a flat screen for it. WWE uses this format when they oversell their building. Or they actually sell it to a decent number, I think is a better way to put it. That way they can pack more people in over everything. So, just got in from dinner at my parents at a smoke. Attaboy. And of course, there's a bald shot. Don't even know if I call it a bald spot. It's a bald shot. I love a standing senton. Such an easy move. But yeah, what did you have at the smokehouse? Now you're making me jealous here. I ended up having a couple quick pork chops and a macaroni salad I had left over here still. So Saturdays are a rough time for me to get wolf down some supper before we get going into streaming here. So oh my God, Ricochet did the bounce. Nothing better than a turnbuckle bounce off that headbutt. That is classic Kurt Hennig right there. Brisket, ribs, pulled pork, wings. You know, the more I see that, the more I'm tempted to order that for takeout on Monday. Tomorrow's another panic day because I'm streaming again tomorrow for those that are interested. There are free drops for MLB The Show, so I want to make sure you guys can take advantage on my channel. Take advantage of me if you can. Yeah, but why, Austin, you might want to be careful. There's 2 of them there. Oh, there's the other one. And now Austin sees the one on the other side, and all of a sudden now we're turning into a little bit of craziness going on here. This is awesome. But no, I'm glad you got a chance to get that brisket in there. I'll be honest, it's been forever since I've had a good brisket. Oh my God. What are they showing on my TV right now? For those watching in Canada here, you know what I'm talking about. Jason Momoa in another movie with the gentleman from Chief of War on Apple TV. The guy who played Boba Fett in the Boba Fett movies. He's also a main character in it as well. So it's going to be interesting. And if you guys haven't heard, there's a couple things I heard today that I want to bring up. Big G, you'll love the second one here. First of all, from what reports are coming down here, The Street Fighter movie is supposed to be filming in September for a lot of the parts. And that we've been told that Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, they're going to be offset, or they're going to be off WWE for a little bit, but not long. So they say it might be a couple weeks for Cody at most. It's probably why there's no pay-per-view or PLE in September after the show in Paris on the 30th. Now the second one. You want to talk about the New York Yankees having a lot of bad luck right now. Getting into baseball right now. Like, they managed to win today, which is a small miracle. They ended up having to put their the guy they were hoping was going to be their setup pitcher, David Bednar from Pittsburgh. They managed to have to put him as the 8th and 9th inning man tonight. And they managed to squeak out a one-run win over the Astros today, which, go buy yourselves a lotto ticket. That never happens. But the things are going so bad for the Yankees right now. They had their old-timers game earlier today. Mariano Rivera tore his ACL in the old-timers game. He literally tore his ACL in the middle of an old-timers game. Oy. The new Mafia game goes. I've seen a lot of things about it. Was checking out a few Twitch and YouTube channels that were streaming it a little bit. I always try to keep either a Twitch or a YouTube channel open on my TVs, even if I'm not doing anything on the TV, or if I'm out in the other room, I try to keep that going because everybody gets revenue off views, right? So the best way to support, just leave it on and do your duty for the day. But either way, I found it really, I found it interesting, to say the least. I'd have to see if I'm going to check it out or not. I never played a Mafia game before. I'd have to see what it's all about on a little deeper detail. Like right now, we're scheduled next for our next story-based game to be Horizon Forbidden West. Because I've done Zero Dawn, and there's rumors of a new one coming out. So, Jesus juice. It's amazing how Juice is just got this magnetism with the crowd here. Nice leg lariat. Nice little 2 count there. There's been quite a few games that have come out recently that look really good. Like myself, I would like to get into Bonanza, but I can't justify the $700 right now for the Switch 2. That's Canadian funds, by the way. Oh, Ricochet just getting a little bit of momentum here going. Austin almost jumps in the ring to yell at Juice to kick out. Bought a Switch 2. It's still in the box. Hey, if you don't have time to play it, crazy price, yeah. Like, I don't expect a price drop, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I want to be able to play a few more games. Like for me right now, it's Donkey Kong. It's also the new Kirby that's coming, or the new add-on for Kirby. I love how Walter Hauser's actually trying to, get into the analysis thing here. Price drop nowadays more likely. Yeah, fair enough. For me, I'm just looking at a couple more games right now. I'm just gonna ride for the. I got the PS5. I got the Xbox X. Gonna ride those for right now. If there's anything on the Switch I can still run, I'm gonna do it. Jesus, Ricochet. Like literally just throws out 4 or 5 different special moves as we go. Playing a Wii game on my Wii U right now. Ugh. Well, I have my game. I have my Wii, so I could play. I got a Series One Wii, so I could play GameCube games on it. And actually right now. I'm in the process of actually learning about a game because I can't even get it. It's for the Genesis. For an upcoming episode of Remember the Game, I'm supposed to be doing Monster Football League. And I've been trying to find it. I just can't find it anywhere. That's the Genesis one, not the Xbox one that we're going to be starting in September again. Well, I guess if you're not going to get hit by the 2 people involved, you might as well get the 2 people not involved. Yeah, no, Mutant League Football is the Genesis game. Mutant Football League is the Xbox One game. But it looks like we're going to be getting a big Bill Juice Robinson here. Sorry to pop back to the match here. Like, Big Bill is legit pissed. I don't know. I think I've seen him blink maybe 4 times in the last 5 minutes. Uh-oh. Fightful's got another scoop. What do we got here? Ooh. So they just confirmed that Kyle Fletcher signed a multi-year deal with AEW. Confirmed that it was his old contract was supposed to come up here in the next month. But apparently this spring they re-signed to a long-term deal. What the? Oh my God, we're getting a by the numbers by Renee here? September 5th, folks. It's when you're going to hit, it's when you hit 1,000. Great move on AEW to lock. Absolutely. Like, Fletcher is one of those you got to lock up. Willow, they got her locked up. Like, a lot of people aren't making enough noise about it. I think just because it's almost expected in some ways that a lot of the AEW originals, so we're going to a commercial break here. A lot of the AEW originals, they've been re-signed to longer term contracts, the ones that especially gone over with a crowd. And all the nitter-nattering going on. And isn't it great, by the way, that we have a new phrase now? Also, Tony has been chasing ex-WWE talent like he used to. I'm going to be honest about that, and just this is my opinion. When Malachi left, when Rusev left, you can't really blame him because of the notoriety that was around him. Like, I do believe that Cross is re-signed with WWE, but if he hasn't and his contract legit expires this weekend, I would not hesitate to have him on an AEW roster. have him come out during Forbidden Door. And Cross can, work in New Japan if TK wants to do that right now, just like Takeshita's working the G1. Like, a lot of people forget that this working agreement means you can work in different areas. We said the same thing with Kai, still waiting. Exactly. But here's the thing. Where do you put her in? Where do you fit her? My personal opinion, if we're going to bring in Dakota Kai, and we're just going to use Dakota Kai as the thing right now. I almost feel the best place to bring in Dakota Kai is during this storyline with War Games. Or Blood and Guts, whatever you want to call it here. Because it plays into an integral personal storyline for her. When did the real falling back of Dakota Kai happen in WWE before she initially got released? It was that turn of Tegan Nox on Dakota Kai in the War Games match itself, where she ended up busting up the knee of Dakota Kai and basically eliminate her from that War Games match. That could be a full circle moment in some ways. It's the strength of AEW, though. Where do you put new talent? They're going to be a great job with what they got. Exactly. It's amazing to see what happens when you deal with what you have versus what you're trying to fight against. Max Caster actually won. He didn't lose? No, he won. Oh, no, that's right. He has to win it. Really? He's going to try and pull that? This is probably where you're going to get another member of LFI come out, beat him up. Then they're going to get the 6-man tag. It's so funny because the fans are into this chant so well. All right, well, let's just throw some random nutcrackers in there. Oh, we get another All Ray in the Ring match tonight. He's leaning into it like he should. You know what? They pivoted. They turned Caster face, and well, they're slowly turning Caster face based on what they saw here, right? Still might as well just give up the crutch already. We all know he's healthy. Or they wouldn't put him in this match, right? All right, well. At least these guys are smart enough to have their name on their tights, two of the three of them. They're doing 6-man. I didn't realize that. I thought they were just doing tag. Oh, this is going to be fun. All three of these guys are going to get murdered. These three are going to get murdered, and Stokely's going to get the pin. We got to see this. So Stokely has had some matches. It's not a lot of them, but he has had. I think probably the most name power wrestler that he probably has faced recently, and I mean this very loosely when I say recently, would be Matt Riddle in Evolve. It's part of a similar gimmick like this. Like, you want to face my manager, you want to face me, you got to beat my manager first. He was in the Pister, but Caster is showing the biggest thing you want is the wrestler, they're willing to make whatever you throw at him work. It's exactly it. And the fact they could just throw it at him, it just... Here's the crazy thing, and this might be a hot take. Caster is more over than Bowens right now. In terms of just overall popularity, whether it be face or heel. I really wonder if it's a not a hot take. It's a catch-up take then, right? Sort of like the hot tag versus the... That's fair. Like I am all... Yeah, that's the other thing out of it. It is surprising. Like, I'll be honest, I figured that... Oh my God, Stokes in the ring. What a shot. Hey, how much corn cost in Tampa Bay? About $1 a year? Zodiac, I'm sure you've heard some of those before. Come on now. How you doing, NWF? Hope you're doing well. Now, we're having a lot of fun tonight. We've been talking a lot of different things here tonight. All right, well, there's a hot tag that's going to be doing nothing. Here, it's a good day. Hey. Oh my God, what are they doing? The trio pile driver? Oh my God, Stokes going to get the pin. All right, we're going to get Stoke and Cope on Wednesday. It's going to last about 4 seconds, but... So, this Stokely just, it's like Festus when the bell rang. His foot was great, and then all of a sudden the bell rings again and his foot's acting up again. Oh, Darby. Oh my goodness. as they got this Derby promo going on, I just want to throw this out here, folks. We just had a Jaguars kicker kick a 70-yard field goal. Yes, it's preseason, but 70 freaking yards? Like, okay. Like, TK's hiring the good ones, right? Am I right? Am I right? That's because I'd almost think that kickers are more of a Tony Khan pick kind of thing for the NFL. Super Bowl bound with that leg? Hey, maybe. Well, they'll make the AFC Championship. You know the Bills are there, so you know the Bills are winning this year, right? 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 Right. Ugh, I get nervous every week I think about that. Just keep them away from real glass. Who's going to see? Are we having another already in the ring match? No, we got a promo for next week. Oh, that was Daddy Magic going in the ring. Oh, God, we got a four-man booth now. You're going to be a little bit insane here with four-man booth. So, we're doing Hitchesero in an already in the ring match. I love that Callis isn't out here at all for these. It makes me wonder. So I'm assuming that they're probably going to bring in Excalibur next week or Taz. I would think probably more likely Taz to cover Collision. Hell, bring Adam Cole back for 1 week. If he can fly. Oh, man. They gave AR Fox the already in the ring treatment. Damn it. Someone used water type on Callis before the show. It was super effective. And there's Lee Moriarty. That is going to be a fun match if they keep it to technical. Because Hitchesero, while they say technical, he's a luchador. That doesn't mean he's technical. He will come up with 4 or 5 moves you never expected before. Want the Callis family to win the Doug Trios Championship? My God, you're full of all of them tonight, aren't you? I love every second of it. I love it. For those that aren't familiar, what I'll do for you guys, just so you can save it, for those that are in my Discord, the link's down below if you're over on Twitch here. I'm gonna put that link. I reposted on X, but I forgot to do that. Forgot to put it up in the Discord for all of you. So if you're in the Backbreaker Media Wrestling channel. Where are we? Wrestling content, wrestling chat. There we go. Don Callis is apparently a Diglett. So yeah, feel free to check that out on the Discord. Like I said, I hope to get a little bit more active on there and get things moving a little bit more. There is a couple things I need to fix, both on the computer and me, before I get into that. He'll just make the momentum. What the heck? Oh, God. Hitchesero just said, nope, we ain't playing here. Beautiful shot there. Jeez. As we hit into the picture in picture. Like, we are what? An hour 10 into this already. We're just flying by. And this is like, this is going to be an insane week. Just, we still got Caster. We still got Hangman and Jet Speed taking on LFI. We also have Ty, Willow, and Aminata taking on the Trio of Madness. Or Triangle of Madness, sorry. Like, there's a little bit of insanity all over the place here. We still have, like, what? 4 matches? We have 4 matches in 50 minutes, and we still got to finish this one. I got to think we got a little bit of overtime here. The only thing that saves us for stream tonight is the fact that if you guys are sticking around after tonight, we are going to be doing WWE 2K25 My GM mode, the solo run. It is King and Queen of the Ring. So realistically, the booking shouldn't take very long. Just because we only have, one match, 1 promo, and then 2 spots to fill. The only problem is my entire roster's so tired, I don't know who to put in the 2 spots to fill. AR, please get some damn offense here. After that feud with Ricochet, you deserve a hell of a lot better. He's just getting absolutely obliterated here by Hitchesero. Crowd cheer, yeah, you're great, you're great. No, you're the heel, you son of a gun. But no, in terms of everything we're going to see next week, like, honestly, I don't expect a lot of insanity next Saturday for Collision just because it is a tape show. And I don't know if they want to advertise that they're changing the title. They could go with the Mick Foley moment, where they could have somebody change a major title on Collision on a tape show. That'll put butts in seats. And it will. If we're getting a technical spectacle, maybe it is bringing in Excalibur next week, just because the technical part of it, I think, is more of an Excalibur thing. And I know I said it before. I do expect that there's not going to be much New Japan movement in the Forbidden Door show. Like, we're already getting Okada and Swerve. We're getting Athena and Tony. So our two major title matches are involving AEW competitors only. The tag title match is going to be AEW competitors only. But maybe every match besides that will be interpromotional. Could you imagine Hichisaro losing a week before this technical spectacle? I love Hauser, how he's trying to bridge the gaps on it. Like, Hauser is a legit color man here. Like, he is actually filling in some gaps, telling some stories. I'm trying to let it lay out a little bit on the commentary here because oh god. Well, he ate it. Jesus! It was a head scissor crucifix. Moriarty's like, shit, I'm not getting out of that. Nigel trying to remain neutral at this point. And they're both looking at this like, okay. I think they do Nigel just because of the pop for it. I'd like to see Garcia be the guy. Just because he's the one without a contract or without a title. And Hichisaro, you don't really want a heel spot there. And realistically, I don't know in New Japan if Zack Sabre Jr. is a face or a heel. I'm going with the assumption from when he was before that he's just a cocky prick. Which would obviously put him in the heel spot in this match. But Tony Khan's big on getting these matches in before he can't have them ever again. How do you feel about these two stories intertwining the way they are? Like, I would think that this story is done, but between the two, but apparently it's not even close to that. Are they skipping the match? Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to feel bad about it to get more time for the women here, but. Because, yeah, we have the Triangle of Madness. We got Aminata, we got Ty, we got Willow out there, and Statlander might make an appearance here just because of all the craziness. She's basically turning into the Joker right now, Statlander. So we really don't know whenever she's going to show up. So we go into the ad break once again. I forgot I had this little ad popper on here, so for anybody that's interested in for people that are watching right now and they have to listen to an ad instead, you get the opportunity. You can see this little ad marker here right now, just letting you know exactly how much time's left in the ad break here. So just little details I'm working on, just trying to make things a little better. It was a free thing for me. It's the same place that I got the multi-chat put together here, so. And yes, I do realize if I get bigger, might not be able to have the multi-chat available on the screen. I just prefer to have it up here for you on YouTube here. We're not able to see what's going on Twitch and vice versa, right? So I like everybody here for a big happy family. We all deserve to be one big happy family as we come around here, so appreciate all of you here. Yeah, I wonder when they're gonna fit War Games into or Blood and Guts. I gotta stop saying War Games because Blood and Guts at least has a roof on it. All right, here's a question for you, chat. I want to throw this one out here. We have an idea. You know what? I'm just gonna call for the whole roster. From the women's roster, who would you predict would be the one to dive off the top of the Blood and Guts cage? Which person would you consider be crazy enough to do something like that? Because really, there are a bunch of people that almost seem like they would be crazy enough to do it, but I'm almost scared because of their size that they literally break half their body. So, are we getting like a... Oh my God, yes. We already had oh my God. Harley Cameron in the mask. Really? So we got she used to be the female hologram. Now she's become her own villain here. All right, this is an interesting Tron. I think the crowd gets a little bit more over with the Julia's music, but I guess Thekla really doesn't deal with that kind of music, so she's into that German death metal music kind of thing. All right, well, you actually get to bring up Margot Robbie, so we'll call this another. Hurt people vibes. No. That you gotta come on Wednesdays to see that tag team, sir. So are they all gonna fight about who blows kisses to the crowds more? I have to say, when it comes to these women in the women's division here, the big thing about them is they look like they're having fun, all of them. Whether it's an evil gimmick, great gimmick, like It's easy to emote that when you're with these ones, but it almost feels like you can get the vibe that everybody just they love what they're doing right now. And Ty, like, I don't have an in-ring pose, so we're just gonna go. Oh, and these two are absolutely gonna destroy each other right off the bat. And Sky Blue becomes the biggest villain in the world for breaking up chocolate kisses. Oh, Hauser, I love you. This guy's like, no, I'm peacing out. I'm gonna go sit in the corner. You guys can deal with this right now. Ty going into that jiu-jitsu skill, I absolutely love it. It's been a good show tonight. Like a very solid show, top to bottom. Like, it just continues that momentum, right? Like, and I think Tony Khan's hit a bit of a home run here on how he's organically grown. It's going to be interesting when they get to the 2300 for a 3-week stint again. But the biggest thing, what Tony Khan's doing right now with the product and just how good it's going, he's creating demand. Like as you're going through this and watching what's going on, every week the show is just so solid. 100,000 more views. Well, there's multiple reasons for that. I feel personally. Yes, the product is very solid. Yes, they have a great card. But it's the same reason that, 500,000 more people checked out Dynamite in 2019? In my opinion. And we also don't know the exact numbers on Max because, on Netflix versus Max and all that stuff, just because hey, they're ripping off the Bucks. Come on now. That's not fair. You're not supposed to rip off the Generation Me has already gone through enough trouble in the last few weeks. Don't start stealing their catch poses. Because actually, I think I have one emote stored that shows how Max and Jeremy ended up getting into that pose like that. No, and the big thing is TK is working on creating demand. Like, people are wanting to see this card. The only problem is, and I don't know if he wants to fix it. And that's the thing. You got to realize sometimes these things are things that you're not worried about fixing. And the biggest thing I'm talking about here right now is local advertising and trying to set up the best in-house experience for a wrestling show. The merch table is just, it's getting there, but it's still got a lot of work to do. They probably could have done $1 million in merch at All In if they would have done a better job sorting it out and getting enough product there and having a few more vendors and whatnot. But the thing is, if he's trying to produce a TV program more than he's worried about creating a wrestling promotion, and you can absolutely do both. Don't get me wrong, but if his main focus is just making sure the product looks good on TV versus what's going to be the in-house experience, he might not stray away from these mid-level venues rather than going for the ultra big ones. However, if he starts doing a little bit more push for local media, if he starts getting out there and trying to get the word out a little bit stronger about when they're in certain venues, if they can start getting to the point where they're going to have to start turning people away, then you might start running into a demand opportunity to get into those bigger venues. But the biggest thing you want to do is make sure that if you do go to a bigger venue, you're just not running into the same problems they were having. Like the time they went to to Regina for a Rampage taping. It was either Rampage or Collision. I think it might have been Collision. And they ended up with like 1,200 people, 800 to 1,200 people in a venue that seats 7,000. There's other reasons why that happened, of course, too, because in Saskatchewan, trying to book anything on a weekend, outside of a Riders game, you ain't going to see much of anybody anywhere in the civilian cities on the weekends. Because they're literally looking to get out of town at that point. And once again, the referee doesn't see the tag. Oh my God. Amanada had to be extra careful there with Sky. Jesus. Ty just said nope. And Tekla just said nope. Yeah, I was going to say, you don't really want to get into a hitting contest with Willow either. It's like I saw this video today where somebody asked Joe Rogan, what would more likely would you, do you think you'd be able to beat me up in a fight? And it was some defenseless lady. He's like, absolutely I would. But against a USC, like a USC heavyweight? Absolutely not. I would get absolutely destroyed. I might have 3 black belts, but that guy's got size. He's got strength on me. No, I ain't going to do nothing. Jesus. Now, this is one thing that's annoyed me about these pins. So they say that was a broken up pin there. Her shoulders were still down even though you moved her. She wasn't off the cover. Like, if you're going to break up a cover, break up a damn cover. Oh, God. Ty is just murdering Sky right now. And again, just a little slap in the back. Like, no, you push him off the damn cover. Oh, they didn't switch the camera quick enough. You can see what's coming. Look out. Time for the pow. Period. Old school wrestling fans know. And in fact, I end up lightheaded at this point. Tried to go for the Thai KO, not there. Nice pendulum. That is a very nice finisher there. That pendulum suplex there. If you got two people that are small like that, that is actually a very smart move to use as a finisher. We're getting another Skyflight promo. I love the fact that, Sky's working. Sky's back and working. Scorpio deserves the work. Hohenok. If I can get serious for a second. You're literally a nothing. They're really pushing it now. They got, 20 minutes to go? I guess we only got the 2 matches left, so we're okay. Rolling Oats. Yay! Best wrestler alive. And Turner's looking at this. I'm like, all right, this is going to be 40 seconds. Max Caster only fan? I don't even want to think about that. I love this. Zoe, I think you mentioned this more than once. It's just how great this gimmick is. The fact it's getting over. Really? I think TK sort of told Max that it's running a little short on time. So let's put the clock up early. Shibata-san. All right, well, this should be a minute and a half. Yeah, we haven't seen the trios titles in a while, but I guess Twisted Metal had a little bit to do with that. So LFI comes out after this, takes out both of them. Sorry, I got to do a little troll job here. Got a guy in Winnipeg complaining about no pass interference calls. CFL game going on right now, if you're wondering at all. This fall was actually sort of I was trying to figure out which way I wanted to go here. If I wanted to go maximum football for our football game for the fall, or get back into Monster Football League for the Xbox One we did last year. We're gonna go back to a Monster Football League, but I'll have to determine what you guys want to see for it. Whether we want to deal with the Snuffalo Thrills again, or do we want to just create a new franchise and oh yeah, you're done. This shouldn't be long. Yep, there it is. We're done. Two minutes, 8 seconds. Not bad. Well, he did something Roosh couldn't do. He's actually going to shake his hand and try to make him feel good. This is another step in the face turn. And here they come. Did I not call this, or did I not call this? Of course, Jet Speed has to find that button backstage. They reinstalled the button. A hockey stick with barbed wire on it? That's brilliant. That's brilliant. They seriously need to come up with something solid like that a little more often. A hockey stick with barbed wire on it. You know the cross-checking would be all time. But as per tradition here, I'm just going to hold this off here. As per tradition here, before we get into our main event, a quick rundown of what's going to be going on this week here. For those watching on the YouTube channel, you can hop over to Twitch after we're done here. They got to do something special. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's get into this, and we'll get back in the chat here. After we're done here with Collision, we're going to move over to WWE 2K25 over on our Twitch channel. It is King and Queen of the Ring, so we got two matches, one match to book, one promo segment, and two spots to fill for the main event cards. And then from there, we'll be back Sunday night. We're going to be here, a little MLB The Show. Probably going to do the new Threads Conquest in my hunt to finish off the game, in my opinion. My personal opinion, when you get all the live series cards or all the regular cards for every team, you're done. You collected everything you could there. I'm not going to get through everything else. I want to see if I can finish it off before the end of August. Because in September, we're starting signing for football season. So, no stream Monday. Tuesday, TBA. I do have a couple personal appointments I have to do. One to check out my lungs, one for something else that's been going on. And my lungs are a little bit important for what we're doing here. If I get home soon enough and everything goes well, we'll fire into something, probably the Fight Club. Wednesday, we'll be back with AEW Dynamite as well as our online MyGM mode. And then, we'll be back Thursday morning for another fun time. Just remember, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like, throw in a comment, even emojis if you want. The more comments, emojis, things that are populating the comments, it helps us grow. It helps get it in the algorithm, thinking that people are interacting with it. For those watching over on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing if you really enjoy what you see here. But most importantly, wherever you're watching it, thank you for being here. Always appreciate you. And we're just getting started. So, but yeah, Nats fan, good to see you here tonight, my friend. Always happy to have you around. And Zodiac, we'll see what they're going to do with Caster. Like, they're slowly moving there, and Tony's keying on his slow burns. Just got home from a triple header. Just in time to see the champ come out. What a pop from this crowd. Since he is from Virginia, I think this has a lot to do with the crowd size. Virginia's for cowboy shit. How was the AAA game, by the way, Nats? Hillbillies for Hangman? My God. Red Wing Nats AAA versus the Tides, the old AAA. So that should be pretty good with the fact that both teams have some pretty decent rosters and they both bought during the trade deadline. Tides went 8-7. That's cool. Now, going to a live sporting event is always a fun time. Saw Dylan Cruz at a homer. Oh, nice. Nice to see Cruz getting some work in and him actually getting in a good space there, right? Yeah, they advertised this face-to-face on X after the show on Wednesday. It almost makes you wonder, are they going to have the heavyweight title on... I know you did, but, budgets do that. That's the big thing. Budgets are there. We're not made of infinite money. Chose to go in the game that's 15 minutes away, yeah. I don't blame you. Like, you know what? I appreciate that people understand that there's more than just wrestling. And yes, I do realize that the majority of my work here is reactions for wrestling here. I love how the referee was actually going to try to break that up. Try to keep Jet Speed out of the ring. It's like, You're an idiot. I would seriously love to see Roosh and Hangman go for it one-on-one. Like, even if they made it like a Dynamite, even a non-content, a title eliminator match. That's what they use now in AEW. Because title eliminators, I actually appreciate for the fact that there is a very small inkling of a chance that the challenger can win, and AEW actually has done that a few times. It's mostly been in the women's division, but still. A guy like Roosh getting the opportunity and, might maybe actually paying the champ. You know how much that would set things up for him? Jalisco trying to throw this out. Went with a group of 12. It was a great time. I didn't drink because I drove. All the respect to you, my friend. All the respect to you. Gotta have a stellar match, too, though, yeah. I think you can get one with a guy like Roosh. Well, Hauser, don't you only know like 4 moves over there? Yes, we have Nigel versus Daniel Garcia versus Lee Moriarty versus Hechicero. Winner takes on Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So they called it a technical showcase. I'm putting money on the fact that, well, I'm not putting money on it because, I'm poor. But I'm betting that I'm thinking that Nigel's going to win that just because we want to get that dream match in. The dream match we haven't been able to see. We've already gotten Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr., right? I like the technical spectacle. It's like that Nathan Fillion pavilion we have here in Edmonton. The alliteration is great. Wouldn't you want it again? Yeah, but also the fact if you had to choose between a match that you have seen and a match you haven't, I'm always going to go with a match you haven't seen. Unless the match that you already have seen was a stinker. And that's why it was always great to see Danielson take on other people, right? Because yes, we have great memories of great matches before, but I'd want Fletcher versus Ospreay over a lot of things, to be fair. That's fair. Here's the quick question there. If you're going to do a Fletcher Ospreay, can they top what they did before? Could you see Kevin getting the pin tonight just so they could set up that match with Moxley? If you build it, you can't. Yeah, that's fair. And I think the biggest thing when it comes to that match, like to get a match built up with like the Fletcher Ospreay, give it time to percolate. And one thing I've learned about booking, and it's a very fine art, don't get me wrong, but I've talked to many a promoter when it comes to this, and the best thing you can do as a promoter is say you want to build a peak of popularity on a match. You want to do it this way. Just keep sending it up. Keep sending it up. Keep sending up popularity. All right, people are getting a little tired of it. People are getting a little tired. People are getting more tired. People are tired of hearing about it, so now they're going to start forgetting about it. Then all of a sudden, bang, hit it. And then it just takes off. It's like with having a new person show up. Make people almost forget that they wanted it so bad and then give it to them. Do it 2K style, build it every week.
Sir, no, sir!
No. It's one thing that drives me nuts about 2K. Is the fact we have to have basically the same match every week to get things over every 5 weeks. That's a dirty word in here. Well, those are 2 dirty words put together. Careful, sir. But yeah, I kid, of course. But Kevin Knight, Chris Bay, absolutely would be fun. Hey, Michael, thank you for coming in and throwing that comment in there. Appreciate you, and always appreciate you popping in. Ladder matches are hard to play. I find in 2K25, and I haven't played them myself, but I've seen enough streams and I learned the concepts of it. The way they've changed the concept of the ladder match in terms of the fact that the case is like easier to get the closer you get to the end. As long as you're not playing with the AI, you should be more than fine. If you guys don't remember, when we played the AI, we had the ladder matches for Money in the Bank, and both matches involved my player deciding it was more important to hit the finisher on their opponent than it was to get the damn belt. Or briefcase, sorry. And it happened twice. I can forgive it if it happened just with Omega in the opening match. But then, of course, Rhea sees what happened in the opening match, does it again in the final match. We ended up losing out on $200,000. That was the big thing that pissed me off. You know, when I look at Hangman now, I see that forehead just because of what we see in 2K right now. And I just can't unsee the bald spot on top, like the receding hairline. I wonder how much this crowd is dependent on the fact that they do have the world champion home, too. It is the first time in the building. There is a lot of history of wrestling in this building. And Tony Schiavone put out actually a very good video about it. Because Tony's originally from this area. Tanahashi, yeah, absolutely it did. I was the one screaming for it all during his promo. Basically, Fletcher's put on an open challenge for anybody from New Japan to challenge him for the TNT title. And he's been talking about retiring legends. And the fact that he's taking the legend killer gimmick, the fact that he looks like a younger Randy Orton in many ways. And the one biggest legend that you have in New Japan is Tanahashi, and he's announced that his last match in England is going to be at Forbidden Door. The fact that we get Tanahashi and Fletcher in a match, that's like one of those matches I never thought I wanted, but now I do. Knight a little bit off on his timing. They're a little late. I can't answer that one, Nats, to be honest, because I don't know. I haven't watched enough of the Tanahashi farewell to understand it. All right, everybody's spamming finishers now. We're getting close. Hey ref, you're staring at the guy with the ropes. Come on, Stefan, you're better than that. At least turn your body enough so you don't see it. No, and like I said, I have people that watch New Japan that can tell me what the situation is there and everything that's going on, but I honestly don't have the time, so I don't want to say that. The Cena farewell will. I don't think you can honestly judge the Cena farewell until it's finished. A fatal log. Did Hauser actually say a fatal log there? But when you look back, I think this might be one of the worst. One of the worst farewell tours ever with Cena. Because they literally had to do a manual turn on the manual face turn. But you know what? Like I said, we could discuss that after it's done. Give it a little bit of time to breathe. And hindsight's always 20/40. Oh yeah, you're eating it. Yeah, you just ate it. Skin the cat out. And Jalisco breaks that up. Jetspeed didn't want to come in too quick to show off the Hauser calling moves better than there it is. Hometown boy wins at home. Go figure. Trope turned. I think the face turn was. It literally was one promo. It was, yeah, The Rock fucked us over. I'm going back face. Thank you. I will translate what happened this Friday before SummerSlam. That's why I say we got to give this time to breathe before we can decide whether it was a great tour or not. Because right now, there's a lot of. How do I put it politely? There's a lot of shit that can be put together on this one. Wow. All right. Well, that wraps up Collision, but yeah, we'll talk about that Cena heel turn later. Like I do want to talk a little bit more about that during a more open forum, more direct forum towards things. But yeah, tonight Hauser did a great job on commentary. He actually sounded plausible and felt like he fit in, and actually, garb aside, I was kidding about the garb, of course, but is he from VA? I don't know. He's got a movie to promote this weekend starring Sydney Sweeney, so as far as I'm concerned, he can be on the show as much as he wants in that case. Well, the thing is, Hauser wrestles in MLW too, so I wonder, and I'm just throwing this out here in the back of my head here. This isn't the first time we've seen somebody from MLW and AEW interact. When MJF went over to that MLW show to take out Mascara Dorada prior to Grand Slam, I think it was just prior to Grand Slam. Could there be something in the works? Could there be something in the works between MLW and AEW? There's a possibility in that case that we could get Dijak in here. Bishop Dyer in here. And that's just for starters. There are a bunch of people over there I'd love to see get an opportunity over here in it on a bigger screen. But yeah, I don't know what's going on out there, but there's a whole lot of rubbing going on, and it sounds like rain or rubbing, one of the other. I don't really want to get into that, but anyway, all in all tonight, like we got a preview of like Kyle Fletcher took out Tomohiro Ishii, and now he wants to take on a legend in New Japan and Forbidden Door. That'll be we're all guessing Tanahashi, but we'll see what happens next week when they're in Cincinnati. We had Max Caster do another little bit. That little bit with Shibata sort of turned him a little bit more face here. We had the women's match was excellent as always, and the fact that the Triangle of Madness is getting wins and starting to build up. Megan Bain on the card, absolutely obliterating people. Stokely getting a pinfall prior to his match against Copeland coming up on Wednesday, which I got a feeling won't be much of a match. Think Austin McMahon saying Valentine's Day Massacre 99. The only difference is there's no cage involved here. So, but yeah, a lot more pieces put together here. Like, they didn't really set up a challenger for Hangman, but they didn't really need to because MJF is. You wonder if MJF's actually going to be the target, or is he. Or are we going to get a curveball on Wednesday and have somebody else come in shooting for the title? Who knows at this point? But all in all, like I said, great show tonight. MJF will weasel his way. Well, he's got the contract. He's trying to get Paige to give him a title shot without using the contract. And I don't know if Hangman's that dumb to do it, but you never know these days, right? So, but I think with that, we're gonna end this half of the show here, folks, with the sidecast here. We're gonna, for those watching over on YouTube, I gotta do this in the right order. Come on now. For those watching on YouTube, we're gonna head over to twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We are gonna be firing up 2K25 here. That little lean over was me hitting the power button on my Xbox. So just getting that fired up and ready to go here. We're going to get into our King and Queen of the Ring, where we can talk a whole lot of wrestling after I booked a few matches. And it is a multi-promotional show. So essentially we're going to get 4, 5, 6 matches tonight. So hopefully some of them go a little quick, but let's face it, it's a pay-per-view. It's a PLE, sorry. They might take a while. Well, we'll see. But yeah, for those on YouTube, make sure you check over on the Twitch stream here. But we're gonna send you guys a SKU for your evening. Once again, everybody, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Tell all your friends, and we'll see you here Wednesday for AEW Dynamite over on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. Take care, everybody.